Hey guys, welcome back to Artosis Gas. We have here in the bottom right Flash, and to mix it up a little bit, we got Hyuk up here in the top left. So yeah, this is going to be a TVZ, which is a nice little bit of a change. Hyuk, obviously, you know, he was the SK Telecom Zerg. He is very good. He's in good shape. He's very active at the moment. You know, hasn't really been... He's not one of the top Zergs, but he's very strong Zerg. He's always very high up on the ladder and everything, but not an ASL regular or anything like that. So, as in all Flash games, Flash is favored, but we'll see what he does here. Flash's Terran vs. Zergs, I think, in particular, have been quite interesting indeed. You know, just the... amount of mech switches that we've seen from him, that's been, in my opinion, one of the most interesting things, because everyone's having a really hard time getting through defilers with SK Terran at the moment. So the fact that he's going for like a lot of mech switches and making it really work pretty darn well at the top level has been fascinating, I think. So looking forward to seeing if he's going to go for something like that here against Hyuk. And looks like it, you know, just a standard wall in versus hatchery first. No big deals here. And we'll see if he goes for like a very fast +1. You know, that's generally what we see with wall ins, but you can do some other builds as well. This is not Zergling tight, so you are going to want to make some Marines. You know, when it's like a Zergling tight wall where you pop out Marines on the inside, sometimes you can just go gas and have like 2 Marines behind and go factory and stuff and be completely safe. At least in the very early portions of the game. In fact, some people have started hard countering that by going like Hydra rushes and stuff. Kind of a low percentage build, but against the right thing, like a free win. So some very good moving shots here from Hyuk. He's putting a ton of damage onto this SCV. Flash is trying to lose him, and he's really unable to. And in fact, you can see how... Did you see how brave that juke was? Where he juked back and just blocked the drone. He didn't attack it purposefully, because first off, the attack damage won't do anything. But the attack also, like, would take time for the SCV to kind of, like, de-excel and hit it and everything, and that might allow Hyuk the extra hit. So what he did was, because basically with the drone, if we look at it, right, if you're holding the drone, you're basically massively right-clicking and then attacking and right-clicking right after the attack. Like, attack click, right-click, 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 attack click, like that, right in front of it. You do it really rapidly. So the fact that he turned around and bumped it actually fucked up the clicks of Hyuk. And, like, it gave him the most room I've seen. That's actually... I haven't, like, really seen that. I'm going to try that next time. Because I wonder if that could be one of the ways to stop this from happening. Right? Because it messes with their clicks. It messes with their rhythm. So maybe that's a way. You might take an extra hit or something, but like that might actually be the best way to go away. I'm not entirely sure, guys. That's what it looked like to me, but I will actually test this and get back to you on a future Artosis Gas after I've gotten to get my shit chased a little bit and tested it a few times. Okay, let's take a look. It is a very fast engineering bay. There's the academy. So a very fast +1 for Flash here. He's keeping that SCV alive as long as possible. He wants to confirm that it's Spire. Like, he's going to know that it's Spire, basically, regardless. And he's just darting in and out. After this Overlord pops, this is the time where if the SCV dies, you don't care as much anymore. So basically, this Overlord hatches in the main base, like, every single time. It's just something to do with, like, the way that they drone, where you want to make the drones that are going on these patches from the natural. So the Overlord hatches from here, and if you can catch what comes out of the eggs after that Overlord, you've done a good job with your SCV. That's how I measure my SCV scouting. That's how you should measure yours. Because if they're going to do a Speedling all-in, that's when the Speedlings are made, is right after that Overlord. So anyways, keeps that alive. He has a wall anyways, so he's not expecting something crazy like that. But yeah, it is a Spire. Flash down here just making his Marines, adding a barracks. He has +1 going, he has stim going. We'll see how many SCVs he's able to get up before he has to start adding those missile turrets. You know, you're looking for 33 If you can get any more than that, that's fantastic. He kept his scout alive for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up to 35 before having to make turrets. That's pretty much the peak of what we see against 2-hatch Muta, is about 35 SCVs. Okay, so the Spire finishes, 4 Mutas on the way. Third base being made in another natural, very much like that. This is super, super on meta. Basically, if you can hold on here, you get your 4th base for free. Buy one, get one free, right? As long as you can hold it. This is a little bit more bustable from a build like what Flash is doing. Whereas this one is a bit further away, and you have that choke that you could put Lurkers into. So it's like, as soon as Lurkers are done unbreakable, Lurkers are done here, you have a little bit of room. You might still be able to, it's possible you could break it. Not 100%, but it's possible, right? Up the ramp, impossible. So, anyways, just very, very meta to see this right here from Hyuk. Okay. He did end up on 33 SCVs, by the way. So, just, I like keeping track of things like that. I say stuff like that out loud sometimes just because, like, once I say it out loud, I remember it. So, and I think it's interesting, too, if you're really keeping track. I mean, a lot of people that watch or ToastedCast Daily, you're not necessarily like trying to get hardcore and know every little thing, but these little nuances I think actually do add a lot to the game. And being like, oh yeah, look at this, he figured out how to get more workers or less workers in this situation or whatever it might be. Now this is a great move from Hyuk. He actually flies over the missile turrets, dives into the main base, which is disgustingly under defended. He actually did a zoning defense of turrets on this side, so he's trying to zone things out from here. So he gets a ton of damage, 27 SCVs only. Now, the Sunks are actually not ready. So Hyuk is flying back ASAP. I think he will actually hold this. He's got enough mutas for sure. Ooh, very good. Very good. Sunk, yeah, the Sunk actually finishes as well. Hey, I like this for Hyuk. Very nice, very nice. You can't really complain about that, right? Like, he dived damn hard on the main, and Flash made the very decisive move to go north immediately and just go for it. And Hyuk, excuse me, flew out. If he hadn't brought his mutas back, obviously he's going to lose the game there. But he brings his mutas back. Still, the SCV count very low for Flash, and he hasn't started his factory, so he's got these competing things he wants to do. Build some missile turrets, build out of his barracks, and rebuild SCVs. And also at a factory. So he's got all these things he wants to do, but not the economy to do it with, right? It's really in those low to mid 30s where you have the money to kind of balance what you need. And yeah, he's had to remake those SCVs. So you're looking at this, and he's technically getting this in time. Generally, what we like for factory timings against 2-hatchery Muta is you want that factory between 7 and 8 minutes. The earlier the possible, and a lot of the metagame right now is in between 6 and 7 minutes, like 6:30 being the very earliest. So, yeah, that's, he still kind of gets the factory okay. He kind of recovers his SCVs, but look at the position. Oh, shit. Sorry. So, basically, I was like, but look, guys, Hyuk has the same amount of drones as him. He's doing fantastically. And then we look over here and 4 Marines come in and kill all of his drones at his third. Dude. Flash just finds damage. He finds ways to just... Like, he was already recovering well from what had happened, because I definitely put Hyuk at a bit of a lead, and I was about to explain why, even though Flash is recovering... was very good, Hyuk was still at least even or slightly ahead, and then those Marines come in and kind of ruined my story. So now I'm looking at this, and Flash is well ahead, I would say, right? He's got 2 starports on the way. He lost basically all of his drones here, right? There's like 1 left over. He's remaking. But now Hyuk is on the back foot, right? He lost like 8 drones or something. It's crazy. He has a bunch of lurkers on the way. Hive coming up here as well. Flash marching across the map, finds this lurker egg in the middle of nowhere. And he is going to be able to bust this base. Oh, man. Poor Hyuk. Playing such a good game, too. So he's going to lose this base. Now, when something like this happens, counterattack is about the only thing that you can do as Zerg. And he brings up some lurkers. Oh, do you know what? You know what this is going to turn into? This is actually brilliant from Hyuk. No, 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 no. Don't dive. Don't dive. Yes. No, 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 no. That one's too close. See, okay, so that was a little bit of misfire. He didn't mean to put that close. Oh, shit. Come on, Hyuk. Come on, man. Okay, so what I wanted to mention is, actually, it became meta a while ago. Oh, my God. Well, this is pure Hyuk right here. Hyuk was, what was it called? Like, Hyucking it up? Where Hyuk was, like, supposed to do great things for SKT, and it's not that he did terribly, but, like, Hyuk has been known to make some mistakes in crucial moments. Anyways, meta, like, 6 months ago was heavy Muta into a Lurker Contain. And your opponent would be sitting there trying to go Science Vessels and unable to break out, and then you rally Defilers down and you kill them. Now, Flash did go double Starport, and then he landed the factory realizing that this was going to happen to him. Right? He had such a big Bioforce out here to kill this that Hyuk comes back, contains, and suddenly Flash has to go Siege Tanks to break out. Once you get the critical mass of Lurkers in this area, it's about 6, the Bio cannot break out anymore. So you have to use Siege Tanks. So he is, and this is not, dude, he could have had 2 more here. Would have been huge. Now, the Mutas being in here is a big deal, too. Lings run down and help out. The Muta's actually doing fantastically here. Ridiculously good. Kills the tank, kills the Marines. Very little left over here for Flash. Hyuk does get a new third base up. Greater Spire. No way. Greater Spire. Well, you know what? If your opponent is going Siege Tanks, Greater Spire actually can be a very good defensive play with the Guardians. Right? They just don't have that much anti-air at that point. So we'll see if he actually ends up utilizing that or not. But right now, Consume on the way. Defiler's going to be coming out. Yeah, and look, he is trying to make some Guardians here. Oh, God. Okay, gonna go ahead and just fly that Irradiated Muta in. And Dark Swarm goes down. Oh, my God. He gets another Dark Swarm down there as well. Look at this. He's going to stim underneath the Guardians, but they hatch at the last second there. Looks like he will end up killing them, or at least one of them here. What an insane game. Hyuk just attacking non-stop right now. Some Fire Bats coming out to try to deal with these low-health Lurkers. And now the Guardians can actually maybe deal with this Siege Tank. One thing to note is that Dark Swarm will protect Marines from the Guardians, so, like, if he stims into there right now, he'll kill everything, I think. Ooh, the Lings come up. That's actually big. Get some good Lurker Spines. If the Lings hadn't come up there, he actually would have cleared everything right there. That was actually a fantastic idea from Flash, but does not work out. Hyuk being pushed back a little bit now. Couple Wraiths being made now from Flash. Dude, what a game. What a crazy game this is right now. So now Hyuk is within 5 workers, but his army sucks. The army of Hyuk right now is super weak. He just lost all of his Guardians. He's going to lose a bunch of Overlords, it looks like. I don't see any Scourge. And I don't see any Scourge making. Oh, man, if these Wraiths go over here, that's going to be so much pain for Hyuk. He is making some more Lurkers, but, like, when you get to these weird small unit sets, Fire Bats actually start to dominate. Oh my God, more Overlord's gonna fall. But yeah, like, the thing is, lots of Lurkers make Fire Bats absolute trash, but if it's like a very small amount of Lurkers and then some Lings, Fire Bats can absolutely just crush face. They're like a very good tempo unit in Terran vs. Zerg. If you have a bit of tempo later on in the game, adding in a bunch of Fire Bats, you can break positions if there's only 1 to 2 Lurkers. The thing is, when you start getting 3 Lurkers, it one-shots the Fire Bats, right? Fire Bats have 50 health and 1 base armor. So even if you stim them, they live through the double Lurker spine, right? So the general rule would be like, oh, is there 3 Lurkers? Stay away. But if there's 2 Lurkers, come out to play. All right? I just made that up, but I'm actually pretty proud of it. Now, the Fire Bats... Dude, the Fire Bat meta. The Fire Bat meta returns with Flash! Well, this is just an insane game, so... This is not like a Fire Bat meta thing. This is a Wow, this game got weird. Type of thing is what we're looking at. Okay, Flash with some siege tanks. Flash is actually dominating supply-wise right now. A couple battle cruisers on the way. Battle cruiser firebat, guys. This is what I want to see. This is why you're all here. Mass firebats fighting against hydras. Let's go. So it is going to be Hydra Lurker Defiler. That's what it looks like, right? Hydra speed is done. So this is a great grindy composition. If there was going to be a way to come back 50 supply down, this would definitely be it, especially when Flash is already making battle cruisers. The battle cruiser is not likely to really pay for themselves against Plague Hydra, right? This is a little bit too forward, I would say. Like, maybe he's digging for a Plague. It's the only thing I can think. He wants a juicy Plague. I think that's why he's kind of chasing him right here. Plague? Yeah, okay. It's like a pretty juicy Plague, but... yeah, I mean, I guess Hyuk won that battle. You know, he gets the army off the map, which is really good. He gets these 2 science vessels very low, which he might be able to kill those later because of that. Flash has taken this mineral-only base over here, and he's actually adding a secondary factory. Yeah, because this is actually like, I've been making this mistake myself a lot lately. Hydra Lurker Defiler kind of dried up a little bit. Like, it got really popular for a little bit, then people stopped doing it and did more of the Lurker containment meta, and it became like a faster paced game. But actually, when you're playing against this, you do want to get into 2 factory siege tank. So it's good to see Flash doing that, adding the second factory. Because I feel like this just hasn't been played as much lately, and a lot of players have stopped playing against it correctly because of that. Now, the 2 battle cruisers coming in to get whatever damage they can. They do 2-shot drones, so that's going to be helpful. Some Lings getting on top of these siege tanks underneath those Dark Swarms. Another Plague was hit down here as well. Looks like the BC's doing some serious work here. 6 kills already. Very good attack in here on those Plagued units with the Lings. Only has that +1 armor, though, against the 2-1 Marines, so a little bit hard. And Hyuk is going to GG. Yeah, it looks like the BCs did a very good job. Now, here's the thing. I think Hyuk got a little bit too aggressive in the middle. If you're playing Hydra Lurker Defiler, there is a 3-base Hydra Lurker Defiler all-in. But I didn't feel like Hyuk was ever in a good position for that. Like, he did do some crazy attacks down here that did okay. If he had played a little bit more of a retracted position, he would have been able to block the BCs, but because he was attacking so hard, the BCs turned out to be really, really epic. Anyways, I thought that was a fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Did feel like Hyuk could have won that game if it weren't for those 4 Stim Marines, but what can you do? It's Flash. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.